that I stayed back to Pakistan. I stuck with the company which I felt had the goals which aligned with my goals. The thing of being in Pakistan is not like you cannot succeed or you cannot make your way through. You just need to be determined. Just need to be hardworking. My message to the youngsters right now is that they need to be focused. They need to align themselves with a certain goal.
Welcome back to the another episode of program Rise and Shine, and I'm your host Munib Bhavan. Our society has changed in many ways, and it evolves day by day. In every society, new generation comes in and it takes over the old one. New concept comes in and they take over the old one. New technologies take over the old one, and these concepts are really important to understand, especially in this era where technology is booming and information is rapidly coming day by day. So if you're not aware from these concepts, you are lagging far back from the society. And just to understand these concepts and to tell the youngsters and the young entrepreneurs that what they should know about the business and how they should make themselves aware of, we have a very special guest with us. He is very talented, he's young, he's energetic, and he has a vast experience in the business field and other fields as well. Without further ado, let me introduce you to my guest, Mr. Jibran Ali Khan. He has worked with different organizations such as Google, Amazon, and many other. The list just goes on. So, Assalamu alaikum, sir. How are you?
Thank you. I'm very good. Thank you very much.
Sir, I just recently came to know that you are a graduate of Bahria University as well.
Yes.
So, when you walked that door, when you came in, how does it feel? Did it bring back some memories?
Definitely. I mean, a lot has changed, but the pillars, the foundation has been the same, right? So for me, it's coming back to home, and Bahria has been one of the best times I spent in my entire life. The 4 years were amazing. I learned a lot. I had really talented teachers, and I think it's a significant part of what I am right now.
And how does it feel like you were the student there and now you are coming as a guest? It would be a special moment for you.
I think it's achievement for me, but it's more of an achievement for the university, because I always say that when a Bahrian goes somewhere, or whenever I meet a Bahrian anywhere, no matter if a senior or a junior, I mean, I'm always delighted to meet that person, no matter if it's her, high, binary, non-binary, I don't care. I mean, it's awesome, So for me to come back as a guest, it's a privilege for me. It's an honor for myself, and it's more of a personal relationship and more enhancement with the university. I mean, brings back a lot of memories.
Yes, obviously. Since it's a morning show, so I'm just gonna start it with a simple question: how you start your day? Since I know the businessmen used to they wake up late. And they used to some tends to start their morning early, like 5, 6. So how you start your morning? You started with a coffee or a chai, or you do something else like gym or something?
Well, I mean, I know there's a concept of when we talk about Elon Musk and Jeff Bezos, they wake up like 5 a.m. in the morning and everything. But that's not the case with me, because I'm also working at like after midnight. So for me, getting a 4 hour sleep is heaven. So when I get that sleep and when I wake up in the morning, I need tea, right? I need tea. I need to get up, say my prayers, just oral prayers and everything, and then I just head up to my calendar. I have to look at my calendar, even though that's the worst thing I have to do in the entire day. But that's what brings me up to speed, and I get energetic. I know I've got a lot to do, and a lot to cover. So I need to get up my speed, get energetic and motivated. So that's how I start my day. Instead of me saying I do this and that, I get myself motivated for the day, and I know I get these things done.
Yes, of course, we'll come to that later about your calendar schedule and all this stuff. But tell us something about your educational background. What made you pursue this field?
Well, before coming to Bahria University, I was in USA, and at that time I was doing my associate degree in computer sciences. and my A levels has been in humanities. So obviously, when I came back to Pakistan, Pakistan has this concept of having certain subjects for you to pursue a certain degree. So when I came back to Pakistan, I couldn't pursue CS. That was because at that time I was obviously running a business as well. So CS seemed to be the right thing to do. But obviously, I had this flame in me, this small fire in me to be always on the show business side, or on the media side, on the news side, or the politics side. So I thought that if I'm not able to do CS, then the best thing that I would want to do and pursue is media sciences. So I looked for universities for media sciences, and personally, Bahria was my first priority option for particular two reasons. One, my sibling was here as well. I had already seen how Bahria life is, and secondly, I just felt that Bahria is the right fit for me at that particular time.
Okay, that's a great story. You have come through a long way, and now I'm going to ask you a simple question. What's your road to success? If I ask you to recall any decision that you made and you're like, that was the decision that really put me to the track, that really made me go through places.
Well, I mean, your question is really nice. I mean, it's a complicated one as well. But for me, it was probably not a decision. It was more like the circumstances. And a person like me is more motivated and determined when it's put up to a challenge. So for me, challenges, for me, taking on some difficulty was always part of success. For me, an obstacle was always a challenge, and for me to overcome that obstacle was the biggest motivation. So for in that pace, obviously I got the success as well. Obviously, if I'm looking for something big which has not been done yet, and it's a big obstacle, right? So if I overcome that, naturally I will overcome the successful rates as well. That's how I feel that I got towards where I am right now as a successful person. I'm still not successful enough. I'm still striving. I'm still working. I'm still young. I can do a lot.
No, you are inspiration to many youngsters.
I mean, yes. Obviously, I would love to be that way, and I would love to stay that way and do as much as I could. But for me, like I said, it was not the decision, it was a challenge that made me make the decision that I'll overcome this obstacle.
Of course. If I ask you again, I'm going to repeat this question. Decisions that you made, obviously, when you start your career, when you start your business, there comes a lot of hardships. And some decisions are, by nature, they are really hard, maybe not physically, emotionally, and sometimes some decision really mentally disturbs you. So if I ask you to tell the viewers any decision that you took at that time and you still remember it.
As soon as I graduated, I mean, the biggest decision that I had to make again was that whether I go back to US or not, right? So that was one of the biggest decisions, and that's like a life-changing decision. So I decided to stay back for personal reasons, and as well as I felt that I can do a lot in Pakistan. Even though a lot of youth feel that if they go abroad they can get more opportunities, you can do that in Pakistan as well. You just have to create your own way. So one of that is that I stayed back to Pakistan. I stuck with a company which I felt had the goals which aligned with my goals. So I stuck with them, with the company that I am right now in the education field. So I felt, since after my degree with Bahria, I felt that we need to work more on education basis. Not that Bahria was not good enough. The thing is that we could do a lot more because our youth is so talented. You already know that Western societies are literally hijacking or kidnapping youth from South Asia and taking it abroad and making them work over there. Why? Because we're talented. We know what we have to do, right? So if there are like 4 or 5 Indians who can be a CEO, if we are disciplined enough, there can be 4 or 5 Pakistani CEOs in the top-notch countries in Silicon Valley.
Of course, and your example is a very prime motivation for the youngsters as well. Everyone who is saying this, Jibran said that even if you are in the Pakistan, you can still be successful. You don't have to go to the New York or any other place to be successful. That's not the scale of success that most of the youngsters think, that if they're not going abroad, they are just stuck here and they weren't going to make it.
Definitely not. Being in Pakistan is not losing something, or being in Pakistan is not like you cannot succeed or you cannot make your way through. You just need to be determined. Just need to be hardworking, and you must not lose faith in yourself. I mean, if you are satisfied with your own self, if you are satisfied with the decision in living in Pakistan in the first place, that is when you can actually succeed in your life. Because once, if you are double-minded, if you are still confused within your own personality, that maybe I would have gone to USA, I would have been better, so that would never make you succeed in Pakistan, because you can't be in two boats at the same time, right? So I chose to stay back in Pakistan, and made myself realize that Pakistan is my home. I have to work here. Similarly, if any youth decides to stay in Pakistan, then they have to give it their all. You have to burn all the ships. Then stay in Pakistan, work your best, find a way, and there's no way that you can be stopped. You will find a lot of obstacles, that's for sure. I mean, there are a lot of people who would try to put you down. There are a lot of difficulties that will make you feel, oh, this would not mean happening in USA or any Western country over there. So, but if you stay motivated and you ignore the setbacks, you rise up from them, try your hard, you'll succeed. And one thing is the most important thing, that is, failing is not something that you should get demotivated from. Failing is a learning aspect. You fail, you rise up from there, and you do it better. So I mean, if I just give an example, small. If a student fails in something.
Yes, of course. Any job, I guess, any job can be done anywhere if you have a clear mindset for that.
Definitely.
And going further, everyone, when they grow up, they have a certain personality, a certain person, a hero they have in their mind who they follow. Sports personalities. If you in the business, you have a business personality in your mind. So, who is your hero? Who's your favorite personality? Who gives you inspiration?
Well, if you're talking about business personalities,
or life personality in general.
I mean, I've got two. If you really have to say that, if I have to go to corporate side, I mean, I've studied Elon Musk for a very long time. The reason I think he's a good model to follow is that he literally lost everything, like more than once. He did not give up, and he still went on. So this is very important for Pakistan. If someone who's living in Pakistan in an economic crisis,
and he's not someone like who just follows someone else.
Yeah,
he came with his own ideas,
exactly.
And he was really innovative.
Exactly,
and he deserves that spot.
Yeah, and if I have to go for person, then obviously my parents and my mother has been great as inspiration. I mean, she has been always on my back, 24/7. She's been the hammer on my back who's been keeping on hammering me and making me go ahead and not lose hope in Pakistan. She's one of the reasons I'm in Pakistan right now as well. So these are the two things, two people I feel that I should give credit to. Elon Musk, not in a direct way, but the way his life has been. So take inspiration from the life and the experiences rather than the personality itself. People change, people die, new people come, but the life experiences remains the same.
And obviously your mother must be happy seeing you doing wonders in the business.
Yeah, my mother keeps on pushing me, and now I'm also married, so obviously my wife does the same thing for me. So obviously your loved ones are the biggest inspirations. If they can push you forward, there's nothing stopping you.
Okay, going further into entrepreneurship, and you have a vast experience in it. So for the viewers who are watching us, the youngsters who wanted to become entrepreneurship, let's discuss something about it. How do you think that Pakistani how do you think about them, that are they impatient? Do they have lack of patience? Because I've seen that Pakistani, they come up with the idea and they just get rejected once or twice and they just give up on everything and start doing the regular jobs.
But that's actually a great point to highlight. But there are reasons towards it. From my entire experience, since I also train people to become entrepreneurs and help startups and do international certifications in entrepreneurship and everything. So what I've experienced over time, in 4 to 5 years of the skill capacity building trainings, that one, we don't know how to become an entrepreneur. We know the word entrepreneur, but we don't know what it means, right? So two, we are talented, we've got really good ideas, but we don't know how to sell them, how to sell them and then reap them. We don't know how to analyze the opportunities and analyze risk. So for a person in Pakistan, obviously we as a youth are impatient, because we are the not me, I think the next Z generations, they're the iPad generation, and they just want everything done in split second, which is not possible as far as in business is concerned. So you can't, not everyone can be an Elon Musk, and not everyone will succeed overnight. It's not like stock exchange, you earn overnight and you fail overnight. So we need to be patient, but at the same time we need to understand how entrepreneurship works. So how to do entrepreneurship, how to analyze risks, identify the opportunities, secure investments, and convince your stakeholders is the thing that will help a startup succeed. And this is what a youth with the mind of an entrepreneur needs to understand. If that person understands this, then the impatience will go automatically.
And obviously, with the advent of digital media, the whole concept of entrepreneurship has also been changed. Now the IT sector has been booming and technology has been booming. So how do you think that digital media has changed the concept of doing business in the whole world?
I think digital media has completely, literally changed everything. From any business who's still stuck to a traditional way of working is actually losing a lot of business, and every business that's moved towards the digital aspect of it has earned a lot. You see, right now, I don't know if you've been to the Google charts. Elon Musk is the top, is 236 billion assets. Jeff Bezos has 213 billion assets. Then we have the Binance person. He just recently got one of the richest person in the world. Why? Because they're all working on a digital business aspect, and they've embraced the change. I mean, if you don't embrace change, if you don't evolve with time, you can't do anything. This is the best thing. So digital is the new business. Digital is the new world. This is the new way to work around. And if I may add, you may, at least since we're sitting in Pakistan, let's not talk about the global way, because Pakistan has a specific economy. Things change in Pakistan in a different manner. So I think COVID, even though it's been a pandemic, I think for Pakistan, COVID has been the best thing that could ever happen to Pakistan. Why? Because literally COVID has kicked the Pakistani entrepreneurs, business, digital aspect 15 years back into the time as to how our government or how our business people used to work 15 years behind the time. Like how we were not with the Western society, but now we are forced to adopt the technology, adopt the ways of the new world. And now we're like, even if we don't do, if we hate it, we still have to do it. So that's what will help Pakistan succeed now.
Even if we are lagging behind, but we are still in the same line.
Yeah.
Even if we are,
But this is what I'm saying. Like COVID has brought you up to speed. Like if I have to give an example, even for education, because I've done a lot of work in education. In 2021 January, H&ss always used to say there's always a concept of no distance learning, and people with degrees with virtual university or Alumnus of Bahria University did not carry that weightage when in for employment or for business and everything like that. But 2021 March, Mr. Tariq Banuri, the head of chairman of H&ss, reinstated now, said I've directed all the universities to go for distance learning. So you negate your own phenomena for the last years, decades and everything, and all of a sudden you change. So this is what happened after COVID. If COVID had not been here, you still probably would have been doing the traditional studying that was there for a very long time, and we would still have been studying.
And that actually helps a lot.
Yes.
If you ask the student, they're happy with it, because you're spending a lot of time traveling and you're coming and you're taking the classes. You can take the same lecture at home. 30 minutes lecture, you can save up to 2 to 3 hours, and you can do any other work. You can do a job with it. So I guess it should be promoted more in the Pakistan, especially in the educational sector.
Definitely. Taking forward your suggestion, but I'd like to highlight one thing over there, that like you said, you can do a job. Obviously do a job, it's lovely to earn, because I've been doing a job since 16, right? So one aspect that you should make sure is that you should not lose the goal of having an applied knowledge of education. So even if you're learning at home, make sure you actually are honest to yourself, because it's not going to affect the university, it's not going to affect your parents, it's going to affect you in the end. If you have just theory in your mind, or if you're just doing for the sake of learning or passing the exam, you will definitely not succeed in the market. You'll be crushed, you will face challenges that you will never be able to come up to if you're not determined enough. So this is what the problem is, that you said patience, impatience. This is how the impatience will destroy the youth. So this is what I want to highlight. If you're learning anything, if for 5 minutes at home, just make sure that 5 minutes is worth your time and you're really learning that whatever you're learning at that time. So that will really help you in the market, and make sure it's the applied knowledge, not the just the theoretical aspect of it, because there's a huge gap between the academia and the industrial, and you need to bridge that. And universities are trying their best, but it's the youth, it's the students themselves who have to work really hard. If you don't work hard for yourself, you can't blame the university that we weren't taught this and we weren't taught that. You just need to do yourself as well.
Obviously, if you're eager to learn, you can learn at any place, in any environment. You don't need, and if you have wanted to make excuses, you can make excuses at any point. Linking up your answer about these entrepreneurs, Jeff Bezos, and you talked about Elon Musk as well. Do you believe in luck? Do you think that these guys are lucky, or you think no, that's the hard work that paid them off?
Luck is there, but luck is something that.
Do you believe in luck?
No, I really don't believe in luck, because luck is just an element that people who do not succeed enough choose as to hide behind, So I wasn't lucky enough, I mean, you didn't have work hard. It's just like how Bill Gates said, you can be born poor, but if you die poor, it's your own fault, So obviously, it's not about luck, it's about the circumstances or the resources that were available to you at that particular time, and how best did you use them, I mean, I was here, I mean, you're sitting in a huge studio right now, and I passed Bahria University and this studio did not exist, but I'm still doing good. That does not mean that if studio was not there, I couldn't have done better, So now I expect you guys who is passing out to do it even better than us in the start, but it's all about how motivated the youth is. So luck is there, yes, luck is there, but it's just an element you hide behind. You have to work yourself through. That's what I believe. I mean, luck is there, but it's just not enough,
And how you gonna guide the people, the youngsters out there who are watching you right now? What are the new things what are the new concepts that they should adopt, and all the new businesses where they should put their feet to?
Well, if you, talking about this in a lot of conferences, that the new business, even though you get the degree, university degrees are important, right? But having skills at the same time is equally important nowadays. One thing is that, again, I'll bring up COVID. The COVID has done a lot of good to you guys, that people from the Western world are okay to hire officially from youth from this part of the world. That means you could be an official employee of Facebook, Meta, Google, Amazon, and not being a freelance, right? At the same time, sitting back at your place. So you need to build up your skills, you need to make sure your degrees are there, and what you need to research that what the next 10 years is bringing up, what skills will be needed. So for you to start up a business, it's not like what you have to look at right now. You have to look at what business will be booming in the next 5 years, because when you will be working, you'll be working hard for the next 5 years, and when you will be maturing, that's when your business will be maturing. So instead of doing something which is maturing right now, which will deplete at the time after 5 years, do something which will boom after 5 years. Just like how blockchain is there. I'm not talking about cryptocurrency at all. Blockchain itself is a whole world. It's got a lot more than just cryptocurrency. Blockchain is a new way of technological order. You need to understand that the youth needs to work on that, because that's going to be the new thing throughout the world. And cyber security, these are some elements that are taking a lot of boom after the advent of COVID-19. And COVID-19 is here to stay. It's not going to go anywhere. We've got Omicron, and we'll get Pakicron, and then US Cron or something like that.
You just have to live with it.
Yeah, you have to live with it. Yeah.
And then, coming back to the point, you talked about the blockchain, futuristic approach. Blockchain, cryptocurrency, and recently NFTs. You must be aware of it. Do you think that these are the things that are the future, but in generally we Pakistanis are just pushing ourselves back and not trying to improvise on it, not trying to get to know it, get a hold of it, and enjoy this starting cake, the piece of cake when you get the start of it? Because usually what happens is that whenever the new technology comes in, as a developing nation, we always hesitate to take it, and when the whole world takes it, and then we just go and there's nothing for us. So do you think the youngster has to take a step ahead?
Well, I think we can't really blame the youngsters at all. I mean, completely, entirely. We could blame them, but not entirely. I think a country succeeds as a nation, right? And for a nation to succeed or go into a particular way, their leaders have to, make the road path towards that way. So if your country is not accepting that roadmap as of yet, I mean, there will only be some, what you call in Urdu, baghi people. There are only going to be those such people who are going to, work on these new things that are not yet adopted. And as you said, we're the laggards, right? We're the ones who are adopting a technology when it's already obsolete, and then we're like, oh, there's something new coming in the market. So it's not just entirely the youth. I mean, I think it's up to the leaders. It's up to the leaders. If it has to be educational leaders, if it's economical leaders, social leaders, political leaders, they need to drive the youth, because the youth is looking for directions. The youth, we say that everything is done by the youth, but if you don't drive the youth, if you don't make the youth understand this is what the right path is, how do you expect the youth to perform at the first place? So you'll find a lot of people over there. Yes, we are not taking advantage of it. You're right. But you can't entirely blame the youth. I mean, you can't blame yourself or myself. And the leaders have to be the ones who should work out the way to make the youth be able to pursue their battle. Just like how you said about blockchain, cryptocurrency. Cryptocurrency is not allowed right now. State Bank issued an order right now. There are people who are fighting for it. The government is not so keen on it because there's, how we all are scared of changes. That's how the government is as well. They're scared of change. They don't know how to tackle right now. Maybe after 5 years or a decade, they would understand how best to tackle this new technology and how to regulate for their understandings. So maybe at that time, but I think that will be too late. For same thing will happen. We'll be 1 decade behind every other.
So if I ask you how you see the future, how you see the businesses will be after the 2022 or 2022 onwards, and how you see yourself, your success after this, how ambitious are you about the future?
Well, we in our business obviously take about like half a decade. So if I have to answer that, I'll be like looking at 2025. And I think everything is going to go virtual. I mean, the concept of working in these big buildings have already been dying, and the leading industrial companies have already practicing that. Facebook has gone half. Google is completely offline. Even in Pakistan, there are a lot of companies that are letting these employees work, from home, because they know that it really doesn't create impact. In fact, it's bringing more efficiency. So it's going to go all virtual, but it's going to get difficult at the same time, because in virtual the competition is going to raise up really high, because people who never got the opportunity, if they use it to the best advantage, they will be in the market as same as any other person. So there would be no longer the geographical barriers. So a person sitting in Bannu in a Gaon, if he has the talent, he's an equal competitor in the entire world, as long as he's able to communicate himself and sell himself in the market. So it's going to change. And for me, if I have to, I'll probably like I said, I keep on traveling around the world, and for the education purpose and technology purpose. So this is what I'm going to still keep on doing, evolving with time, adopting the new technology, teach whoever I can teach. I'm working on Hazrat Ali's call that spread the education or spread the knowledge as much as you can, because that's the best way to go about it. And I'll keep on doing that. And I think the only thing that's going to probably change is probably my balance and my hair color, but my motivation or my thoughts or my determination is probably just going to expand and increase rather than decreasing over time.
So we are moving forward towards the including, but before that I ask every businessman about it, and I'm going to ask you too, and I always get very interesting answers to that. What's the favorite time of the day?
What's the favorite time of the day?
Because that's really important.
I've got two. Can I name two?
Yes, of course.
I've got two. One, when I come back home, I get like 30 minutes. I sit with my wife, my family, talk to them, and just relax myself out, because that's 30 minutes of zone out time, which I don't have to care about a business call or something like that. That's the best time for me. And the second time, this is going to be really nice. If you want to cut it off, it's okay. But the second time is when I'm taking a shower. I mean, that's the best time in the entire world, because that's the most relaxing time, and the best ideas come at that particular time. Yes. So for me, it's been I've got one of the best ideas at that particular time, and I've applied that in my office, my company, and we've succeeded in that as well. So for me, those 2 times are the best. I wouldn't name the corporate time because corporates are there. Corporate world is there. It's going to be there. It's going to be there when I'm be old. I'll be dying of old age, but the corporate world is going to be there.
Of course, and solitude brings the best ideas as well.
Yeah, definitely.
So now moving to the next round, which is quick fire. So I'm going to ask you a few questions, and you have to answer in the one word.
I'll try.
And I might answer why you answer it in the one word. Describe your journey in one
roller coaster.
Roller coaster. What is success to you?
Being satisfaction
at any moment.
Yeah.
If you have to rewind yourself back, what's the one moment that you wanted to recreate?
None.
Yes.
None.
If you're not working, what's the best thing that you wanted to do all the time, not working?
Watching
Netflix.
My favorite series. I don't want to name any.
What's the worst thing about you?
I'm a perfectionism. I look for perfection. So perfection is
And what's
the
the best thing about you?
It's not a single word. I mean, learning not to be a perfectionist. Making myself not being a perfectionist.
So I'm concluding, sir, right now. So how do you see the BUIC initiative right now? They are giving hand-on experience to their students, and giving them practical knowledge as well applied theoretical knowledge. So how do you see this initiative?
I think I adore and really encourage this initiative. I really like this because at our time, at our stage, it wasn't that popular. Because of the resources, probably. I wouldn't blame the university, honestly. A parent will never blame. University students should never blame the university. It's obviously because universities are always giving you something good, regardless of anything. So I think it's a brilliant initiative. I think it could get a lot of improvements, but with time, with resources, and with students like yourself and the team here. So keep on doing that. Try to bring new technological advancements in it. Try to bring new initiatives in it. Think outside the box. The most cliche word, but that's actually true. But it's brilliant. I mean, this is what's going to drive your career afterwards, because this is going to bridge the gap. This is what's going to make you understand that how the actual world works, rather than just the theoretical parts or just sitting in places. Now you having conversation with me is an experience for you, and same way as for me. I could understand how the youths are working out.
And it's a great booster.
Yeah, it's a great booster. So it's a lovely thing. It should keep on going. In fact, it should enhance as much as possible.
And what's your message to the youngsters out there watching you right now? What's the motivation that you wanted to give to them?
Well, my message to the youngsters right now is that they need to be focused. They need to align themselves with a certain goal instead of multiple goals. Don't go for multiple goals. It ruins your personality. It ruins your success rate and positivity, because you won't be able to pursue 5 or 6 things at the same time. Choose one. Even if you are not able to do that, you'll learn a lot from that, and you'll find within that failure a new thing. So there's a high chance that you'll succeed as well. But make sure that you've got the skills, you've got the understanding, you've got the confidence, and you've got the resources to pursue that particular goal. Don't make it hyperficial. Make it realistic, but at the same time, dream big.
So thank you so much. It was a pleasure having you with us.
Likewise.
We wanted to talk more, but due to the time, we have to cut it short.
Yeah, I couldn't anyway.
And inshallah, we'll meet again, and we will have you again as our guest. So viewers, as we have speak with Mr. Jibran Ali Khan, and he had the way he motivated all the youngsters out there, and he has some inspirational words for all of us. All the things that he said can be written in the golden words, because some of the things which I really like as a youngster is that when he told me that even if you're staying in Pakistan, you can be successful. You don't have to go abroad, and if you learn new concept, new skills, and if you are patient enough, you can be successful. And here's a prime example for us, and as an alumni, he's really a great inspiration for me as well. So inshallah, we're gonna have him soon as well. So thank you so much for watching. Inshallah, see you in the next episode. Allah Hafiz.